Mr. Mukwana, good afternoon. I'm good. Ow. I'm formal, you laugh. No, man. Hey, I didn't see that US joined. Yeah, you does the great thing. But anyways, it will be interesting. That you will be dropping a video on Sundown Success. You know, because I hear that since applications are open at Nishurena, people are advertising themselves somewhere somehow. That is fine. No, I think I see people. I just see say Sundowns money, what, but it's fine. Anyways, um, I think I think it is Kumo who brought in a different outlook of the topic that um, for Chiefs' so-called dominance, they
Sorry,
have
something's
almost
happening on TikTok. Can you guys hear me now, Kat? I think there was just a sound issue there. Anyway, carry on, Agent.
okay, yeah. Yeah, for Chiefs dominance, they have almost the same titles as Sundowns, and I think in the PSL era, even in its heydays, they had almost the same titles as Sundowns, you know. Then we say, but Sundowns is dominant in this era, and I think the the Caps are, I don't know, I stand to be corrected, but I think compared to Pirates, maybe Pirates is more, in our so-called dominant period, So I think that's where the conversation is. But what is true success actually? How do we measure success? Is it a cup thingy or is it a league thingy? And we can look at of recent, say what Coach just saying. You have 2 seasons at Pirates. You have won 3 trophies. Coach, but no league title. But Coach Rulani, you have been at Sundowns as the sole head for 2 seasons, I think. Now you have won the league, yes, but you have only 1 trophy. I'm talking domestic. I'm not talking intercontinental or continental, but league-wise, just on the same periphery. So one has 2 league trophies, one has 3 cups. So which 2 is more successful? Let's bar away the fact that one is a foreigner, one is a local, one is inheriting one, but just on the basis of that only, which one is more successful? So I think that is what the conversation is about. Yeah.
Okay. Let me go around the table and ask Kumo, what is success for football club?
Evening, everybody. First of all, we're playing for the Dstv Premiership title. Obviously, Sundowns is the only team to actually have tasted it. They know how it looks like and touched it. That is success. One. Yes, anything else in between, like your net bank, your calling, also contributes towards the same success because success of a team is measured through trophies and stuff. But you can win all those domestic cups, but as long as you don't have what really matters, which is the TV Premiership, nah, it's fine. The only trophy that triumphs the DStv get CAF. Anything from CAF. I get we're going by levels. And again, levels, I'm not trying to trigger you guys from Sowe to ancestors teams. I'm talking about it's FIFA, it's CAF, then it's domestic. I click a hierarchy. Do you guys understand? So, and the reason why people are saying, hey, Sundowns is dominating, and Chiefs never dominated, by the way, guys. Né? Like, show me an era where Chiefs was dominating. And people are keep saying that Sundowns, it took them 8 years. No, 8 years to win a Premiership Cup, but they were winning in between. Don't compare us to clowns. Né? And the other thing, Chiefs has never dominated, like I said before. They've been winning cups. Sundowns is the only team in SA history, including when we started off playing good second division. How embarrassing for these clubs. We had to actually earn our way to the first division, unlike some teams that were catapulted to just in the first division. And some other team has been a founding member, but we have more trophies than them. Yeah, okay, but anyway, I read that. My point was Sundowns is successful. And if you want to go into other aspects, I agree the only thing that really Sundowns fails at, I guess, we always fail at not supporting our team. We have to rely on cheap tickets to fill up a stadium. Okay, I will give them that. I gotta give you facts about like they choose to hang on to. But in terms of like getting quality players, that is successful. Recruiting quality players, get success, and promoting our stars that actually play overseas. Sundowns has been doing it, even though it's a slow return for now. Mara, we've actually produced more people who play in Europe. That is also a success. Ne? Winning back-to-back titles, it's a success. Winning the Plastic Cup, so-called AFL Cup, it's a success. So if you look at any other aspects besides fan engagement, elephant supporting, Sundowns ticks every box, and which is it's a fact. No other team has done what Sundowns does currently now, or even in history.
Okay. I'm gonna come back. Let me bring Malume Kutso. Malume Kutso, your team and your coach Jose has won 3 trophies in 2 years. But then it seems that because he hasn't won the league, a lot of people look at him snacks. What is success? What is the truth? What is success for a club?
Mr. Uchi, I hope you have known. So that I can answer you properly. Can I give it to Umhlave or Theo?
Okay. Okay, no stress. I'll get you in. Tabe, is league success the only success that matters?
Greetings, OT and everyone. Look, it's kind of difficult, this thing. It depends who you are. When I say who you are, what team are you? What are your ambition? What are your target? For me, for a team like your Chipa, your Polokwane City, or your Cape Town City, Cape Town Space, to win an MTN 8 for them, it's more like winning a league, Because what are the chances for them to win the league, and compared to the chances for them to win a cup, So for those team cups, I would say it's a success, But then when you look at teams like Pirates, Chiefs, and Sundowns, those three, the big three, you can't basically say winning a cup for you it's a success. Saying that you comparing yourself to the smaller teams. Winning a league for me for the big three, it's a success, and it does not only end that you win a league and you go compete in Africa. and it goes further to that, and you go compete in the world, So to me, that's a success. In when it comes to those big three, winning a league and then go compete in Africa. Maybe the Club World Cup as well. So I was looking at the table for the Club World Cup ranking. I was surprised to see which Chiefs is actually number 11 there, and Pirates is nowhere to be found. Whereby Pirates, you were saying they won four, 5 cups in 2 seasons, but then they are not in there. Then that shows you the importance of winning the league and playing in CAF. We saw Chiefs, they are there because in the past 5 years they were competing in Africa. They went actually to the final, of which now it's not really surprising if you see them in the Club World Cup rankings that they are 11 and Pirates, whereas Pirates have been winning these as Como will say, the plastic trophies. For them, it really doesn't make sense for a team like Pirates to win those trophies, because in actual fact, they're not taking them anyway. If Chiefs can be ranked higher than Pirates, whereas Chiefs, when was the last time Chiefs won a plastic trophy for that matter, not to mention a league? So to me, it differ who you are. You have to check which level are you. If you are a cheaper Polokwane City, by all means, winning a MTN 8 will obviously give you those financial injection to your team that those clubs they don't have actually that they need. You can't really say Pirates they really okay, maybe they need, but then I'm saying winning an 8 million for them, it's not really that thing. But then for a cheaper for a Polokwane City, if they can win that 8 million, it can do something for the team for the rest of the season. So for me, big three, it's a league and go Africa, go to the world, and then for the other teams, cup, they are very important because what are the chances for them to win the league?
Okay, Theo. Salungene lapho, as somebody who supported teams on both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah, I heard someone saying good evening. But anyway, let me greet you, Mr. Hutsi, and everyone. Guys, welcome to the show. Mr. Hutsi, as someone who is just has had his former temporary membership revoked by the general manager of Sundowns, which is Ukumo Banukola. It's fine. I've been fired from having a temporary membership. Now I'm going back home. But I just want to say thanks to the Sundowns fraternity for giving me an opportunity to enjoy in the Champions League win without stress. Even watching a game without having a headache. Where are we gonna score and how are we gonna score? But anyways, Mr. Otsi, it's a very interesting topic. I know we have different opinions, different thinkings when it comes to cups and leagues and all of that. But I know most people don't agree, especially about Kumo, about Agent. But sometimes, guys, for the past 10 years, they've been the best team to ever watch in Africa, in South Africa. They've been one of the highlighters of what football or South African football is. But we must not come and cheat here, guys. We must not come and act as if Sundowns has more trophies all over. Sundowns has more, whatever. What Sundowns has 16 leagues, so Chiefs has 13, Pirates has 9. So they're gonna have their 17 this season. So already Sundowns, that does not mean that they are far ahead from Chiefs and Pirates. Sundowns has I think 30 cups. And then the Chiefs has not 30, man. They have 20 something cups, if not 20 something. Chiefs has 40 something, Pirates has 30 something. So with that being said, they are only number one when it comes to the league. But to answer your question, Mr. Otsi, the proper definition of what a successful team is when it comes to comparison of whether a league or a Champions League or a CAF Champions League or a cup, Nani. For me personally, I would say consistency is key. If a team goes to play a cup and everyone knows there's a team like this that's going to play a cup, and they might even be a threat to win it. That says a lot. If you say Chiefs he has never dominated, as Kumas alluded, why then do you think Chiefs are called the king, the cup kings? Why are Chiefs expected to win every cup they play? Were Chiefs number one when it comes to the leagues before Sundowns took over? And to quote what my chairman said, even though I dislike what he said, but I will quote it. He said, "This is an era where Sundowns has dominated, so you must give them the hand of applause and say, yeah, they are doing well. But you must not come here and act as if Sundowns has won every trophy they've played. Sundowns have never won 2 trebles. Pirates have done that. Sundowns have never won Rothman Cups, Sky 5 in a row, and 10-8. Guys, we can count them. That's why Vodacom will come and bring Tottenham Spurs, Man United to play Chiefs and Pirates. There's a reason. Not because they were supported by Vodacom Nandans, because they had many things to offer than Sundowns. So Sundowns, for the past 10 years, Mr. Oti, they've dominated. But let's not come here and act as if they've been number one all over. No, that's a wrong impression. And another thing, Mr. Senvala, the Chiefs, there was a time where they were not playing CAF Champions League. They refused to play CAF Champions League. So let's not act as if they never dominated anywhere simply because they refused to play CAF Champions League. Thank you.
Let me go to Tolan. Tolan, welcome to the show. How are you?
Sankhona.
Oh, mina ngithi around ngibuyela kuwe. Okay,
Alright.
Malume Khutso, you can jump in.
All right. Greetings to everyone. Good evening. But anyway, Mr. Oti, for me now, there's this thing. I want to say it because it would kill the conversation immediately, but I'll say it to each his own, right? Any success that we overlook, and I see it's not even part of the Kanaking, it's not even part of a conversation. The mere sustenance of your status is success on its own. The mere maintenance of the top 8 finish is success on its own. And this is why a team like Pirates is considered big, because of the consistency we've delivered, even though it might be absent of cups. But when you talk about the happy people, you still remember that era which they were setting Kanaking, they were setting records. Some were 17 that were broken or equaled by Chiefs and recently broken by Sundowns with no league title. So it's easy to fall into the trap of saying success would only be related to a cup. Success, if you don't win something, then you are a failure. But then I would then ask, how many CAF Champions League trophies does Pirates have? How many CAF Champions League trophies does Sundowns have? Was Sundowns formulated or formed in 2017, or had it been in existence before that? Meaning they had failed to either qualify or win it for their entire existence. And finally, I think after 40 years or 50 years of existence, they finally won it. Does it mean that it's a team of failures? Or if we check the point which it took them over 50 years to get their first Champions League trophy, I don't think that would be fair, Mr. Oti. At some point, we have to be honest and say, at some point, the trophy that Sundowns won did not mean anything to the country, and it probably doesn't mean anything to Chiefs. Having Hunt has said it. We cannot ignore it. You cannot force your feelings on someone else. You cannot force someone to like a baddie if they like straight women. You cannot force someone to say they must love big bums when they love flat ones. It's their preference. Chiefs does not rate the CAF Champions League. And suddenly, because when now you are losing every day in the quarterfinals, you want everyone to rate it. It's your baby. You nest it. You understand? You push that thing of Champions League. And the sad part is that all 3 cups that Pirates have won, Sundowns have competed and cried for them, and they've lost. With all the budget in the world, they've lost. They've gone as far as semifinals. They've gone as far as finals. They've gone as far, well, not far. They've exited the first round and centrums. So we cannot then say it was on purpose. We saw them try and we saw them fail. Uh, Then you ask yourself, how can someone secure 1 title and then almost and fail to secure 4 other titles? Omunye I secured 3 of those 5. and then we suddenly say, that one with the one title is more successful. It's a lie. We are lying to ourselves, and we know the truth. We would have wanted, like we went up there, we wanted the title. Those fans, they wanted the title, but suddenly it doesn't mean anything. It's a lie. And to say that title must be competed for by Cheaper United, then why do you not withdraw from first round? Why do you go all the way to final? You wanted, and you failed, and we beat you. Handsomely so, with China saving 3 penalties. Or if you want to rub that, with Saleng claiming his glory to fame, beating it 3-0. And you fired coaches for that cup. You fired players for that cup. You understand, Mr. Oti? So, and we threw tantrums, sparking the biggest war between coaches, Seth Rabovic and coaches. We threw tantrums for that cup. And suddenly you want to say the big team, it doesn't matter. It matters. Big teams must win everything. And if you don't win something, then you have failed in that quest to win that very trophy. And Pirates maybe have failed. Actually, not maybe. They have failed to win the league, even though they've come out second for the longest time. If you go through the records, I think they have the most number twos ahead of everyone, which is why they remain ngaphezulu. And if you want to ask about why Chiefs is rated highly, obviously it's related to CAF competition. Why would they count anything else? It's related to CAF competition. And Chiefs went to the final, and I believe she should be rated ahead of Sundowns because Chiefs went to the final. You understand that, Mr. OT? So you can't want FIFA to use MTN 8 when MTN 8 has no bearing on FIFA at all to begin with. To begin with, there's no bearing on it. And then you ask Wuti why the winning of the MTN 8, and you must be proud as South Africans of the MTN 8. It's a format only found in South Africa. It's innovation that is made in South Africa. It's excellent thinking from South Africans to make the league itself. But like MTN 8, Mr. Oti, makes the league itself competitive in the sense of Oti, even when Sundowns is leading by 18 points or whatever, 100 points, you have teams who are number 9, number 10, number 11, still having to play for something to say we have to qualify for the MTN 8. It maintains the integrity of the league. That the fact that on the last day, a team that is number 8 could be celebrating and a team that's number 9 could be in tears. You'll never find it anywhere else, but in South Africa, you'll find it. And the AFL, there's money in the AFL, and I'm hit, but we don't know which. Yeah, we're next year AFL, Mr. Uti.
Yeah, it's gonna come back. They wanna they're gonna change the format or expand it.
You understand? We don't even know what's happening with the AFL. It's in the sky, and we want to say it's the biggest cup in. Come on, Jim. Let's be honest.
Okay, let me bring in Xolani. What are your thoughts? What is team success?
Oh, angibingelele uthi kwipanel nakuwena mfethu.
Welcome.
Sure.
Good evening.
Uthi yazi abantu they tend to pretend ngathi izinto abazazi. Ubuza kanjani ukuthi i-AFL izobuya because kwashiwo mfethu. And another thing, for a team like Pirates to boast about being number 2 for so many times, it says a lot about our ambitions as a team. For me, Mr. OT, which one will matter to you? What's this? Is it COSAFA Cup? No qualify with CAF. With CAF nations, AFCON, Mr. OT. What's big? Yiphi enkulu i-AFCON ne-COSAFA Cup?
AFCON.
Yeah, AFCON. Ungena kanjani ku-AFCON, Mr. OT? You play ama-qualification games angithwala. Le i-COSAFA ingoba vele we in the same region, and South Africa iyona I think enama let's say ratings aphezulu than amanye ama-country ala kwi-SADC. So into ebukhuni ukuthi siyenze ukuqualify kwi-AFCON as kade kwenzekile nje Mr. ukuthi besinga-participate for isikhathi eside. So ebukhuni leyo nto leyo. So I'll be proud mina ukuthi sikwazile ukuthi sihambe sayocompete kwi-AFCON and we became number 3. Ngeke ngize ngibe proud ngento eyenzeka every season, Mr. OT. Like i-Nedbank Cup, uma kukhona kwi-PSL, you're bound to compete with Lokuzana, we Carling Cup, Nedbank. If you qualify for a top 8, you participate. So for me, I value international tournament more than league. I'm not saying Gucci, lama local cups are not important. Yabo Mr. Uti. Like eshilo umhlaba ukuthi ama levels Mr. Uti. If you regard yourself as a big team, so you ufanele big teams play big tournaments. Angisho kanjalo Mr. Uti. So if wena uzofika uthi asikwazi ukuthi sikuforce ukuthi sithandeni, but wena ufuna ukuthi uforce thina ukuthi we must like praise you for playing ama local tournament. Hayi kahleni bafisa asingafosani. If when you feel ukuthi i-team yakho is not worthy ukuthi uhambe compete outside the country, okwakho lokho thina okay fine. And I'm not saying ukuthi besingayifuni i-Carling Cup, besingayifuni i-Nedbank, besingayifuni i-M8. Yes, thina at Sundowns Mr. Uti, we value every cup and we want to win every game. Like a standard sethu leso. So awusikwazi ukuthi mase siphumile sithi hayi besingayifuni ngasiwaqamba manga thina sithi hayi we don't want it siwafuna wonke Mr. Uti, and to win e-league for us and qualify for Champions League is not enough. Yabo, you wanna win all the cups and also win ECAF Champions League, because it also qualifies as ukuthi sami sodlala i-Club World Cup. Yeah, so that's my take over manje.
Agent, I never got your opinion. I made you introduce it.
I'm listening to the guys, and it's very good. I was paying specific attention to Abuti Kuto, and what is good for the goose must also be good for the gander. Because now we've been told that, oh no, man, Chiefs doesn't care about Kev. They play young boys, they say young boys, they do whatever. But so by Kudo's implication, if you are playing a tournament and you go to finals and quarterfinals and stuff like that, it means you want that cup. So Chiefs don't have a star, not because they don't want Kev. They want Kev. They've been failing. Let's put it out there. Because you guys have went to the final twice, I think.
I'm being misinterpreted for fun here.
Wait, can I come back? I think.
What's going on, guys? What's going on?
No, I think he got a call.
Oh.
People are misinterpreting me for fun here.
What
I'm back. What was Kuto saying?
Nah, I never said Paris did not want the league, and at least Agent got that specifically. I said Chiefs, and it's a fact. Gavin Hunt said he was fired for going to the next level.
I'm saying.
I'm answering Kola. That's why
Okay.
I never said Pirate does not want it. And Ukumo explicitly said they don't care about cups. So for Kolana to come and say it's Sundowns, we want every cup. I was responding to your fans that you want
if it was chief management, let's so understand. But Kevin had the coach passports. So as well as the show Kevin had, because it seems like he's a Peter X Mexican manager. And another thing when I put
my man. It's fine. Let's not take what Gavin Hunt said. Let's take what Kaizer and Taung did. They pulled out of the CAF Champions League. It doesn't get better than that. They actually pulled out.
Yeah, we got banned for 2 years.
They actually pulled out. It doesn't get fairer than that they don't want it.
But can I speak? Mr. Speaker, they're taking my slot.
Let's let Agent go.
Yes, so thank you. So okay, let's say for some years Chiefs didn't want Kev, but some years they wanted it because you guys went to the final twice. I stand to be corrected, and you guys failed to bring the star home, and there was a conversation that the reason why we don't pay attention to the league is because the reason why Sundowns is more successful in the league is because to the Soweto teams, only the Soweto derby matters, Other games don't necessarily matter, and winning the Soweto derby is bigger than winning the league, essentially. So I think we've dispelled that demon that says teams don't want the league. Teams want the league. That's why they're competing for it. So I think let's give credit where credit is due and say Sundowns, like I said, maybe it's a system thingy. The Sundowns, its system allows it to run the league marathon. If you put Kipchoge next to Bolt, in 100 meters, Bolt will win. But let's go for 10 kilometers and tell me who will win. So it is success nonetheless. I think winning cups is success, winning trophies is success. Surviving relegation is success, getting to the top 8 is success. So there is different kinds of success, but the question remains: what is the biggest success for the biggest team between winning trophies and winning cups?
I wanna jump onto something that Malume Kuto spoke about there. Is this success thing even subjective maybe to the fan level? Because I'll be honest with you guys. And if I'm being 100% honest with you guys, I didn't care about CAF until I saw the star on Sundowns' jersey. And I think that was the psychology that we were given as Chiefs fans. Even the league. Maybe Theo can correct me and maybe other Chiefs fans can correct me. But for me, there's never been rhetoric at Kaizer Chiefs that the league was the thing. The league became popular, well, obviously 2003 when we won it with Dimitri. But up until Stuart Baxter, I don't think Chiefs fans had cried out for the league. But what I want to ask is that also a factor into this? That the Sundowns fans have now been primed that no, Champions League is the most important thing for us. Some of you guys don't even care that much about the league, not in terms of not winning it, but it's not the most important thing. But it's your club that is saying to you guys that we saw Pirates getting knocked out of the Champions League by Juaning in the qualifiers. And I remember having a conversation with Malume Kuto and others where I was like, it doesn't seem like you guys are, it doesn't seem like you guys are cut up about it. How much does each team's rhetoric around things play into all of this stuff? Anyone can jump in, guys. It's open.
Yeah. It's so funny. I don't know who told the Wutu Kuto or we don't care about Budi MTN 80, Budi Nedbank Cup. Because speeds from the days of speeds and we care about such trophies. And you know what's so funny? The other thing, now like he's got amnesia, and we all know he's such a football connoisseur. He knows exactly what he's AFL. AFL in terms of like format. Why do you praise your team for winning MTN 80, Mara? You refuse to. Okay, like I don't want you to praise, Mara. Acknowledge Sundowns for winning equivalent top 8 Mokef. Ne mara or like plastic and the other one is important. But one of the hypocrisy and the other thing you happen, my guy, you just always whenever you fight the battles of your team, you always bring Chiefs into it. Opulovita Chiefs. Required, it's fine. But the other thing happened, like when I'm a in 20 or Rolani failed to win MTN 80 market across seasons where now you've been trying to win the league for how many years? And you always fail. Now you're gonna control. At least you got number 2. The number 2 thing doesn't make you like are you too sick as look at or one even getting that number 2 position, right? Now you had the audacity to say Chiefs is Hansi qualify have rankings because of at least if you final. Sometimes guys aren't objective when they criticize other teams. Okay, let me try and remind you why Sundowns so number 3. Yes, Chiefs if you final, but after how long? Sundowns if it semi, fitla 80, fitla semi, fitla 80. Yeah, count cause of why. Each points count. There's a system here, group stage, last 16, last 80, then okay, happen last semi-final, final, obviously. Hence why Buvi that the level Al Ahly automatically get the qualify because of they won the last 2 rounds. So again, back to George's question. I guess now for now our team Sundowns so always likes to aim higher, and that mentality to hore we always wanna win anything curve into a pushang, you know. Not to say hore bo MTN 8 Nedbank Cup or Aseselo. For now, yeah, it's nice to have, to increase our trophy cabinet. Mara our ambition say as Sundowns, we like to dominate continentally, and now we've got an opportunity to actually dominate. We can try dominate globally. Hence why we've got so many superstars, but quality. Where I want. So if you wanna offer your underperforming coaches flowers, come MTN 80, that's fine for you. Mara, don't drag us. I will not start against some of these mediocre low level fights. So it's a trophy. Are da. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, being interpreted, I'm being misinterpreted for fun here. But anyway, I'm used to it by now. I'm sure they are listening to someone else now, and they will respond to that person and claim that person is Malume Kutsu. Mr. OT,
So quickly, can I ask
said-
something?
I
Can I ask
said
something quickly?
failed to win the league, and I said it explicitly. So if someone missed that, maybe they went to make coffee, and it's understandable. And Ukolan is right during the week to say you haven't won the league for 12 years, and I said it felt like longer. To show which I actually feel like we have failed. So there is no way that I think Pirates has not failed by not winning the league. I know
One
it.
question, coach.
So
Coach, ngabuza umbuzo owodwa first.
yeah, I hope it
Yeah,
emanates from what I said and not from what you think.
yeah. What you said. You said it took Sundowns 50 years to actually win the Champions League. 90 in Pirates winning in the Champions League. It was it 96.
That's why I mentioned. I think it's probably 95. That's why I mentioned.
Okay. How old was the Pirates?
It was probably 60. If I'm
Yeah,
not,
so it doesn't count the show which
no,
is in
actually,
actually.
there's probably 50 as well. Because hey, it's been a while.
Yeah, when I
Okay,
was
guys, let's get the
My
conversation
question,
back on
yes,
board, guys.
Mr. OT, it's fine. I will answer these questions. People think I don't know what I'm saying. It was 50 years, and sometimes it was 50 years. That's why I was asking, how do you say sometimes is more
But it
successful?
can't be 50 years,
That-
coach. So it can't be 50 years.
Since
If the Pirates in 100 years, man, it can't be 50
no,
years.
I'm 100 years. You see, you're making jokes. It's something like 80 something. But it's fine. The jokes are
Yeah, it's 89.
in 89, something like that. So it's possible. It was around 25, 35 there. It was not 50 years back.
And it's
But
not
it's fine.
fair. We started playing in the second
It's
division.
more than
Count
50.
our
Okay,
days,
guys.
our
Okay,
years
guys.
in the PSL.
Oh,
Back to the question. Back to the question. How much does psychology play into all of this?
So,
Malume
Mr.
Kuto, team psychology.
I want to answer this thing as psychology. And I like what Kolane touched on when he touched on Kosafa. The main reason why Kosafa is such a crappy cup, excuse my French, is because of his psychology about African. I remember going towards Palando. The Europeans cited that Cristiano Ronaldo has won that league, that Euro League,
Nations League.
that nation, and the format to qualify for it is very much similar to the Kosafa Cup. However, because Africans have this inferiority complex, they will then say, it doesn't matter. But Europeans will say it matters. It matters because it's a competition that you compete for and that you win. You understand that, Mr. OT? Something that and by the way, to play for MTN8, you qualify. How do you qualify? You become part of the top 8 teams in the league. If you're not part of the top 8 teams in the league, you will not play the MTN8. Same goes for a Carling Black Label Cup. If you're not part of the league, which is possible actually to not be part of the league by way of relegation or by way of playing in the NFD, you would have qualified. So in as much as it's not clear and vivid, you actually qualify to play in those cups. You actually earn the rights to play in those cups. It's not a
And the
free walk.
Nedbank Cup. There's
And
like 3 rounds before.
Yeah, I understand. The amateur teams actually battle it out for the longest time. I think within 3 months or so, they'll be starting AMA qualifications our Nedbank. That's how long the road is. You understand that for them. And Rona because we've earned the status. And the reason why I cited Chiefs should probably have a better chance of playing E-Club World Cup. Whether you go to England, whether you go to even ECAF itself when they go to Club World Cup, whether you go to Nedbank Cup in SA, when you qualify for a Confed Cup, if a team playing in the final has already qualified, the runners-up will automatically qualify. If you're playing to qualify for UEFA Champions League and you are number 3 already in the league and you are playing the FA Cup final, those playing against you in that FA Cup final will get the Europa Cup spot. Am I lying, Mr. Oti?
I believe you're correct.
So why are we coming up with wild? How can we have 3 types of formats to qualify for one tournament? We're coming with wild things. It's either you win it or you don't. And if you don't win it, if they can't get 4 winners, because it's been one team, the team that actually dominates Africa, Mr. Oti, not some fugazi dominance, actual dominance, the team that actually wins it. If Al Ahly has won 3, why is it not fair to consider the finalists that played against Africa, since it's the system AF football accepted worldwide? Why are we coming up with something that we don't know, we've never seen before? When you qualify for the World Cup, you play qualifiers. You are not ranked and said, okay, I went up because you've been number 1 for the longest time. You automatically qualify. You earn your spot by playing on the pitch. And someone might say, actually, to be ranked, you actually played on the pitch. But there was never a board on the table before to tell you which you are playing to qualify for a Club World Cup. So that's why I cited with Chiefs for me, and I'm happy to be wrong. Chiefs for me has a better right to be on that list of people going to the Club World Cup if we're considering how far they've come. They've gone to the final, and if someone wants to disrespect the final, check how many teams have reached a CAF final in the past 5 years. You'll find which I think it's 4 teams. I think it's Al Ahly, it's probably Wydad Casablanca. Somehow you'll find Chiefs in there, and Esperance. I kid you not, it's probably just that 4 in the last 5 years that have played a Champions League final. So I think the system, your qualifier is unfair, but your question is psychology on my team. Psychology plays a huge role. In SA, for the longest time, there's only been one team that would be genuinely hurt by losing a CAF game. I believe the Pirates is that team. And I saw Nangechwaneng, Mr. OT. People were crying. Even Abu Mfuking and Abu Tito were inconsolable when we lost that game. Other teams, understandably so, they've never seen the prestige in it. Why? They attached a prestige to Imali. The money aspect was part of the prestige Yama League. So I mean, Emma Cup. When a cup is like 2 million, we go extra hard. When a cup is like 4 million, we go extra hard. We want the cup with the most money. You understand, Mr. OT? And Pirates was the only team that was happy to lose money at some point. I remember Sundowns now, I figure finally I think about 2000, if not 2002, to play against Al Ahly. But after then, I think they went mute, which is why when Dr. Mtsepe took over Sundowns, he made his intentions clear. I want to go to Africa, changing Isaiah Masapota. Changing. It was an intentional act to change Isaiah Masapota. So your question, I think, is valid. SuperSport United right now qualified for a Confed. They don't want to win it, Mr. Oti. Why? But when Chelsea qualifies for Europa League, they go full force because it's a cup on the table. Whether someone else feels like it's a plastic cup, they don't care. Man United cried when they lost that Europa Cup final. Barcelona were heartbroken when they lost that Europa Cup final. So for me, it is the psych. If you're not really a winner, you start looking at as missing and being like, I can afford to lose this one. That's my take on it.
Guys, one more person for the psychology question, because there's one last thing. I can only do an hour today. So there's one last thing that I want to ask. But Agent, what do you think? Does those things inform it? I mean, for Arsenal, for many years, top 4 was our trophy. Top 4 was our do or die, our aim, and then for other teams, it might be something else, for example.
Psychology, ambition, where do you draw the line? But I think for me, it's a case of ambition, I guess. How ambitious are you? Because I think psychology of players, I think you go to a game trying to win, I heard Abuti saying Sport went to it and not trying to win. If you look at the starting lineup, previous game, it was as strong as Sport could be. So I do think players, teams go into those cups trying to win them. But is it a case of are they ambitious enough? Or maybe ambition and psychology is tawale tawang, in the sense that if Chiefs played the same way they played the derby, the same way they played against Sundowns, probably they would be somewhere, they would have won the cup by now, I think that's where psychology comes in. But if you guys are able to 110% put your mind in and apply your minds into a game, you win, or you challenge teams. That's psychology. And then ambition says, but as Abutukutso rightly or wrongly was saying that Chiefs maybe CAF is not that thing, so they don't have the ambition for CAF, so I think that they are fraternal twins or identical twins. I don't know what the
can it be ambition, or can it be like, for example, and I don't want to speak for them Taungs, but for example, if we're being honest as South Africa, we've only really started to take CAF seriously, I would say, since you guys won it, in terms of even watching games, in terms of even doing all that stuff. Chiefs might not have been that they're not ambitious. Maybe it's just that they didn't take it seriously. Bobby kept coming out and saying, yeah, money is too expensive. Why would we do it? When we did get a chance to play in it, he'd be sending Dr. Kumalo and the B team, the best of teams, to go compete that side. We flat out told CAF that, "Hey guys, we're fine. We don't want to take part in this." They banned us for 2 years. Is it all ambition, or is it sometimes just that, for whatever reason, the mandate of the club is the mandate of the club? I said in the group the other day that, for me, you could tell that the hardcore mandate at Kaizer Chiefs was that you need a trophy every year, or a cup every year. We don't need you to go win the league. We don't need you to go to CAF. We don't need you to do all of that. As long as you can hold the Telkom 8, the Telkom Super 8, you can hold the Rothmans, we're fine. We'll celebrate that hard, and then we'll see everything else. And it might be for ambitious reasons, I don't know, but I'm talking to the messaging of the clubs here. How important is that type of thing? Because I don't think Sundowns would have thought about CAF, or many South African teams would have thought about CAF, until Petrus Motsepe sat down and said, listen, I want my team to be top of Africa. Everybody laughed. Now we're 10, 15, 20 years later, and people are going, "Hey man, this thing is important."
Yeah, I guess there's that element also, hey? There's that element. I think it's a fair assessment, because I think it was sometimes short-sightedness from the Taungs that prestige maybe sometimes outweighs money, but it is what it is. But quickly though, I think I wanted to dispel a few demons from what Abutukuto was saying. 2 minutes, I'm not going to take a lot of your time.
2 minutes is a lot, but very quickly.
1 minute, 60 seconds, or 30 seconds even, because when teams qualify to World Nations World Cup, it is not, this is based on the best of the best. Speaking of the best, you guys play each other and the best are taken. In this instance, the ranking is the same as the ranking. They fit the same purpose, but teams are fighting in Africa, and those who are the highest, they go. It's as simple as that, so unfair. The team lost in a final. Remember, we don't remember losers, we don't remember winners, but it is what it is.
Guys, I wanna very, very quickly, can an argument be made that going for the league is going to always be out of reach of some teams, therefore it shouldn't be the bar, and maybe the cups are closer to some other teams that, I just need 4 wins and I've got a trophy. I am Milford United, the Milford FC. I've just beaten Kaizer Chiefs. I could go on a run that could make me a TS Galaxy. I could go on a Baroka type run, whereas I don't think those teams, and maybe I could be wrong, but I don't think those teams could even dream about the league. Is that a fair assessment, or is it, again, if you're serious about it and you put the resources and you're serious about the resources, you should go and win the league.
Okay, fine. It's out of my reach. Ne? Let me try and get something for my efforts in the league. Mara, no player, no team, despite how small they are or how ignorant they are, they always want to win the league. Ne? And the other thing, Mr. Uti, remember Liverpool has won the Champions League before.
Yeah.
Even them they don't qualify for the Club World Cup because of for the said criteria. Ne? So now someone wants to bring someone who came second and says they should qualify. Mara, a team that actually won the entire thing doesn't qualify. But okay, that's just my 2 cents on it. Ne? But back to what I said, everyone who plays in the DStv Premiership wants to win it. Eh? Obviously, no team will ever win it as long as Sundowns continues to do what they do. It's gonna be so. That is why you're gonna discredit both Sundowns for winning some other cups later because of about we never MTN 80. Are ambitious enough? Guess Rolani is a failure. What else can you say about them? I guess obviously they've won the cup. Dstv, so you have to look elsewhere.
Theo. Okay. Yeah, I see Theo. Bega, I'm gonna come to you.
Can I request? Can I request something, man? I'm requesting. Can we do a part 2 probably next week? Where I think this show was more focused on CAF Champions League, of which I think it takes away the mere point of which we were trying to understand domestically which team has been dominant. Because once we win, we bring CAF, as Aputikutu has said. Some of us guys didn't care about CAF until Pirates got into the final. Sundowns won it, so it's unfair to now come and say no, Sundowns is the best based on that. And I know Abu Agent and the others are gonna come from my head, but I'm just saying, can we just bring it back next week and just focus domestically? If Sundowns can go to a final M10 8, lose it in a row, does that still make them dominant? Those are the things that I want us to talk about, not to focus and say, since Sundowns has ambitions in winning the CAF and South Chiefs does not care, and then they go to the final. I think the topic has been more on that than the mere point of which we are focusing on domestically, like because sometimes they've only won one, and they've only won one CAF, guys. Not like they've won 3. So now we are taking it as if the CAF is more important than the cups that we have here in South Africa, of which I don't think it's fair.
And that's why part 2 on that. We're gonna do a part 2. I just want us to answer the question of is the league a proper, and I'm going to ask it both ways, is the league a proper bar for the best teams if some teams can never be able to go for 30 games, full on for 30 games, whereas with the MTN 8 at least that competition becomes a little bit more closer because it's 4 games, for example. And then the other way is the league should be given to the most serious teams. If you've put the resources behind it, it shows that you want to do it and you're not just dreaming about it. How do you measure that?
Look, Oti, I'm going to be honest with you. You see, before Sundowns win this league 6 times, winning it 7 times now in a row, everyone had a shot at winning the league. I mean, SuperSport did it, Bets did it. So it shows that any team has the capacity and the possibility of winning the league. But then now, since Sundowns won this thing now, which is going to be 7 now in a row, if Orlando Pirates and Kaizer Chiefs can give up and say, no, what can we do? We can't do anything about this thing. Then how do you expect a cheaper United to say, no, I also have a shot of winning this thing? So if we don't have a competition between Chiefs and Pirates competing for Sundowns, then as things stands right now, even the SuperSport now, they're also given up in winning the league. All we hear about Gavin Hunt is saying, no, they took our players, what. It shows now that the man has give up on winning the league or ambition to win the league. So as things stand right now, I don't see any team having an ambition to win the league unless Chiefs and Pirates start to become serious and then challenge Sundowns. Because Sundowns, they are not planning to stop, by the way. while others are still trying. Sundowns also is improving, and also now Sundowns. Now, if you can hear, we're no longer talking league. We're talking Champions League now. We're taking Champions League even more serious than the league. And now taking Champions League serious, it means now we're taking the Club World Cup more serious. After if we conquer Africa, now we're going to the world. I mean, now if we qualify for this Club World Cup, it is 1 billion rand guaranteed for us. And now what's gonna do coming back to the league? If you playing about the money that Sundowns is getting now in the Champions League, wait until we go to Club World Cup and come with a billion. What you guys gonna try about? So yeah, for now, I don't see any team wanting to compete for the league. But then before that, any club could stand a chance to win the league. I mean, your vets showed us that it's possible. Super Sport did it 3 times in a row. I mean, not even Chiefs or Pirates have done that, you know. So that's my take on that. And yeah, also just to say to Kuto, because he likes to be misquoted and misrepresented, that he also does. Everyone has been saying, we're not saying your MTN, your NetBank are not important to Sundowns. We want to win those things, but then I rather be angry losing a CAF Champions League trophy than losing a 19-8. But then me saying I won't be angry, I'm not saying it's less important or it's not of value. But then with the club ambition, if I were to be knocked out of the Champions League, if I were to cry, I will cry over a CAF than cry if losing a NetBank or Black Label or whatever trophy that we play in South Africa. But I'm not saying they're not important. They are important to Pirates and the rest. But then for us, Sundowns, our important it's higher. We're looking at CAF Champions League and the Club World Cup right now.
Malume Kuzo.
Okay, and then he says I'm misquoting him. The only person who's been upfront for the longest time has been Agent, and there is no room for misinterpretation there. He rates the cups, and he knows the value of those cups. Others will say, yeah, we are not saying we don't want them, but yeah, we are fine, we don't want them. Come on, guys, accept. Put the shoe on. Mr. Oti, for me, I'm sorry, I didn't prepare a response.
Hey, Bar, I'm gonna come.
Coach, what was the question? I'm sorry.
Hey, you want to respond? The question was that could you argue that the league shouldn't be the bar?
Perfect. Mr. Oti, league for the longest time since forever, and not just the league, anything and everything is reserved. Even the cups themselves, they are reserved for the more resource teams. If you look at in SA, in the past 2 years, it's 3 teams that have won AMA honors in this country, and all of them would see are well resourced, including. It's not the only time a team that is less resourced will win. It's about once in a while, and I'm telling you, after they win, whether the league or a cup, they will be relegated because they cannot withstand what comes after in terms of the salaries that will be demanded, the attraction that they'll be getting from players, the determination that they will be getting from opponents. I can point to Leicester City. They won the league in Kanaking.
2015, wasn't it?
Yeah, they won it, and lo and behold, they were relegated because all of their good players were bought, and then they obviously had to raise their salary, Kanaking brackets, and then next thing you know, they are saying we don't have money. It all comes with that. Can you maintain it? You understand, Mr. Oti? In a bank, when then Tanzania was suddenly big players. What happened to Baroka? They've since been relegated. Bidvest University came through, won the league. What happened to them? They sold the team. Arsenal, this is becoming too expensive for us. They understand. So Super Sport has the deep pockets. That is why they've won the league. But they've since went far back from what they were in terms of league contender to something that just loiters and lingers around. And the coach is complaining that he's frustrated that he budget and all of that, and that players being. So it's not just the league; it's all the trophies, Mr. Oti. Give me one surprise team kind of not one. I'm sorry. Give me two surprise teams that have won the UCL out of nowhere. You will struggle so bad. You will only be able to come up with FC Porto, Kwa in the early 2000s.
Well, Tottenham made it to a final.
You understand, and that's commendable. A final is commendable. Apparently, we don't remember losers, but look at you right now. And Mr. Like I'm saying, Tottenham made it to the final, but the winners, it's always the big boys.
Yeah.
It's never the upcoming. You have to work hard to eventually become a big fixture, and I'm not talking about a big fixture mentally.
Yeah.
And since they're on the table, I will discuss them. They've only won it once.
Very quickly.
And when they talk, you would swear that they have more trophies than Esperance, Amalek. Itarki won number 2 behind Al Ahly. And when you check the gap between them and Al Ahly, I think Al Ahly is something on 19, if not 20, if not 10, 11. But it shows how difficult it is for teams that are up and coming to actually be permanent fixtures on the podium.
Okay. I want to give Tolani a chance to close it for me. I think we have to continue this conversation. Tolani, should the league be a fair representation of competitiveness, quote unquote?
Yeah, I think for my big teams, it should be a big teams. We can only identify them with spend the anjani we transfer window. Big teams only beef up some squad sub, Mr. Utsi, after a season. So if number teams are being transparent and put their mandate out there, and then it's more than our spendings, and then that was we should okay this team with this with our spendings amangara plus our goals up, okay, they're fit to challenge for elite. But for our teams are come up with education as afana nabo Cape Town State and what's
Cape
the
Town
other
Spurs.
team? Yeah, Cape Town Spurs.
Cape Town Spurs.
Yes. So now we can see they are very limited when it comes to our resources. So we can't expect them to win the league because our big teams has more resources than them, and our players they also have like experience PSA compared to our players have. So for me, I'll give them a team top 8 spots with Bayab, and then the usual suspect teams because we need a team maybe like 3 or 4 teams to compete for a league and make a league exciting, because right now it seems like it's dead wrap.
Okay, guys. Unfortunately, I have to go. But let's continue this conversation again next week, guys. This has been the members show. The guys you're listening to come from the Overthinking Football WhatsApp group. They are contributing members. If you want to join, these conversations go on longer. Now it's just time constraints that are holding us back. But otherwise, this conversation would go on for hours and sometimes days. Look. All I want to say is that there's a lot of things to speak about when we speak about what is successful for clubs. And I think that there's a lot of things that we take for granted. I think we take for granted the mandates of the clubs. We take for granted whether clubs actually can afford to do the things that they want to do. But also, we take for granted what clubs hold important. The CAF Champions League became important for Imamology Sundowns because Tatem Tsipe stepped in. For years before that, a lot of the teams should have, maybe could have done even better. Couldn't do anything. You look at the Amazulu, for example, Benny finished second with Amazulu, went back to chairperson, allegedly, went back to chairperson and said, chairperson, now that I've done this, I need the funds in order to take us all the way. And the chairperson was like, hey, Benny, lente kulma is too much. So I think there's a lot of stuff that we have to take into account with these things. But we'll have the full conversation again next week. I'll dedicate 2 hours to it next week. It's just that today I need to go somewhere. If you have not followed, please follow. And then also, if you want to watch any of the previous conversations back, they are available on YouTube in full. And then also, the show is on Monday to Thursday, from Monday to Thursday at 7 p.m. and then Fridays at 12:30. And then, guys, I drop content myself. At 5 o'clock today, I'm going to be dropping the reasons why I think Mamelodi Sundowns is successful and why they keep winning. A really cool video that I did. So please do me the favor of heading over there and watching those videos and supporting on that side as well as the short form content and all of that. Guys, it's been real. I'll see you guys then. I'm not in tomorrow. I'll see you guys most probably on Monday. Thank you guys so much. Bye, guys.